Morning. Well, bit of a camo test today, mainly because I've got a new jacket with a new type of camouflage. Well, it's new to me, very old camouflage, and I was just interested to test it against stuff I already own. I think I know what the outcome's going to be, as you will see when I get it out of the bag, but I thought it'd be fun to do it anyway. Two locations. I'm going to do it somewhere like the ground behind me where the rhododendrons are, because it's very green all year round, but we are early April, so we're only just going into springtime. Most of the woodland is very dry and brown still, the traditional part of the woodland, so I'm going to do it there as well for a contrast. Let me show you what's in the bag. Swiss M70, or Alpenflage as some people call it. Now, I don't hold up a lot of hope for it, but I could be surprised, who knows. It is very faded, so that is, I suppose, a little unfair. I am going to dye it at some point. And what I'm matching it against is my old DPM smock. And my German flat tarn jacket. I know the DPM and the flat tarn work well, certainly in this sort of environment. Not so good in the winter when it's very sparse, but in the greener environments they work well. The Alpenflage M70, we're going to find out. Okay, I've just put the jacket on a hanger, hung it in the trees, not too far in. We are only 20 feet away. First up, the M70, the Alpenflage, the Swiss Camo. To be honest, it's better than I expected. I'm quite surprised by that. Yeah, very surprised actually. It's not bad, not ideal, but it's not bad. I will take a closer photo of each one in each location as well. DPM in exactly the same location. If anything, it's a little dark. It's not too bad on the naked eye, but on the camera it looks slightly darker. You see a dark shape in there, which surprises me. I thought the DPM would absolutely walk it in this location, but still good. Can't really knock the DPM in almost any situation. And the German 5-dot camo, or Flecktarn, whichever you prefer to call it. Exactly the same location, exactly the same distance. Again, if anything, it is a little bit on the dark side. Interesting. Now I'm thinking that maybe I should have brought MTP, because that would be closer to the M70. Certainly in lightness, let's put it that way. But yeah, again, I thought the Flecktarn would be absolutely perfect there, but if anything, it is a little dark. Let's move to some open woodland. It's not a bright day, it's quite overcast today, so we won't have trouble with sun or anything, so let's see what happens. Okay, same story. I'm about 20 feet away, and obviously right in the open, in the daylight, just hanging on a tree. M70? Yes, it's got red in it. Yes, it's faded, but it's actually not bad. Yeah, yeah. The more I look at it, the more I'm thinking, you know what? Once I've dyed that down a little bit, that's going to work. Right, let's try the others. swapped over to the DPM, same location, same distance, and it is right in the open. It's not bad. It's not bad. If anything, still a little too dark. I mean, it is that sort of time of year. Middle of summer would work fine. As you can see, it's much closer to the rhododendron bushes to the left of the shot. But in more open woodland, as we are now, just coming out of winter, it's too dark. It's as simple as that. And there's Mr. Flecktarn in the same location. Again, it's too dark really. Summertime, good leaf canopy, where it's not as bright down low, more green about on the floor. Flecktarn works well. It's one of my favourites. But currently, this time of year, it's too dark. There we go, that's that little test complete. Now, I was surprised by the results. How about you? Now, as I said, this sort of thing, one of my favourites. But it just goes to show it's very much down to the time of year. At the moment, it's just too dark. And if I headed up in there, up into the sort of like the pine section where it's much darker and greener, that would be my choice. Equally so, the good old DPM. It's a classic. It does work most of the time in most places. Always be close to my heart, that one. As for this, I mean, I don't know how well it comes across on camera, but even the base colour here, where it's been washed probably multiple times, the red has started to bleed into it. This is almost taking on a pinky colour. But it works. That's a bit mad. I was very surprised. Very surprised. I thought it'd be a complete raging disaster in this sort of environment. But it's not. It does the job. I was doing the photos and video, well, not the photos, I zoomed the photos a bit, but the video from about 20 feet. I would imagine if you backed out to sort of 50 feet or so on, you probably wouldn't see it. I'm quite shocked, quite shocked. I still think it's a bit light and a bit red for my normal environment like this for all year round. So I am going to dye it. I'm either going to do a brown or a green over it. Not heavily, the colours will still show through a bit, but it will tone them down and certainly tone down this background colour, which is going to be interesting to then test it again. But, well, an interesting morning, I think. Well, I found it interesting. I hope you did too. Thanks for watching.